Hey guys, welcome to the live Q&A here for the link lead generation formula. If you can hear me, just type really quickly in the chat box if you can hear me, so that I know that we're good to go. Okay, again, if you can hear me, just type in the chat box that I know that you can hear me and that everything is cool. Okay, Linda says, can hear me. Jason is here, Anne is here. It's really cool to see you guys. We have some new faces here. Welcome to the link lead generation formula. I know that some of you are just bought the course very recently. I have actually no idea how much time have you had to spend on going through the material. I know, Linda, it seems that since Webinar Jam that I'm using as a webinar platform is mostly focused on Google Hangouts. And since Google just announced a couple of days ago that Google Hangouts are going to be disabled, I guess that they're doing something to kind of direct everything on YouTube, and I have no idea what will happen with this platform. But the most important thing is that you can hear me and that you can type in, which I think is really cool. So we can actually get started. What I'm going to try to do, since again, I don't know how things are working at this point with Webinar Jam, I'm going to try and actually put some of you maybe as on speaker. So pardon in advance because it might not work, to be really honest. So I'm gonna, yeah, I actually can't put you as, you can actually, what you can do is you can request to talk. I don't know if you have like the place where you have the chat. By your name, there should be a couple of different signs, and one of the signs should be like a sign with a little hand that says requests. Until then, this way I can actually put you as a speaker and unmute you. But as I said, it's becoming a little bit unstable with Webinar Jam. I think that they're making a lot of different changes at this point. So what I would want you to do is, nonetheless, I would want you to type in your question so I can actually answer it. And I'm going to take maybe a minute or two to just kind of see if I can unmute you on my side. No, if you want me to enable you to speak, then you need to kind of click on a little hand beside your name that says requests to speak, or like a presenter or something like that. Until then, please type in your questions. I'm actually going to invite Linda as a speaker. So Linda, if you can see a request, accept the request so I can add you as a speaker. Until then, we have some questions from Jason from the link group, Facebook group. Again, please feel free to, Linda, to see my request to join me and to ask questions. If not, please type in your questions in the chat box. I'm going to try to figure out until next Q&A what's going to happen with Webinar Jam, so it's going to be much more easier for us to communicate. As I said, this is very new to me as well. They're making changes on the fly. I'm going to start with Jason's question from the link group. Linda and Anne, please feel free to type in your questions as well so I can address them, answer them. I know that some of you have been communicating with me through email, asking some questions. Yeah, I'd like you to talk as well, Linda. That's why I'm inviting you as a speaker, and you should see a little red request by the chat box that you need to click in order to get in. This usually works really well with no problem. Until we figure it out, I'm going to answer a couple of Jason's questions. Linda, do you see the little hand? that is enabling you to accept my invitation to speak? Hopefully you can. I'd love to hear questions. Okay, Linda, it seems that I got you on, but you were muted. So unmute your mic on the upper, if you see on the upper side of the screen, you have like little icons. One of them is the mute mic. And you should unmute it and we should be able to hear you. So I can't hear you at this point because your mic is still muted. Okay, I think you're here. Hey, Linda.
Yes, I think so.
Awesome. Sorry for a little bit of a confusion here with Webinar Jam. I'm basically, you know, I'm not going to pitch their product. Like really, it seems that they need to figure a lot of things out, but I'm really glad that you're on the call and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm excited to be here.
Cool. Yeah, please go.
Can I ask a question about my profile?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go over to LinkedIn, and I edited my profile a bit yesterday since I started the course and I went through a bit of it. But my questions, one of them, like right under your name, so that important message. And you had said when you looked at my profile that it could be better, and I agree. So what I put in here is helping natural holistic providers build authority, gain clients, and grow your business.
Okay.
So I wonder what you think of that, rather than saying I help with copywriting and helping natural holistic providers write a book.
Okay, so what is the first thing? Is like your target market is nutritional health, holistic providers, right?
Yeah, and also like if it should be wellness providers or holistic health providers, like there's different names that people go to when I'm looking for the umbrella kind of terms.
Yeah, I know.
So
I've been
not just
I've been in the niche with my first business for like 3 years. Yeah, so I know it's. I'm just trying to establish the target market is holistic providers and wellness providers and whatnot. You need to address them somehow. So I think the natural holistic providers is it's okay. What is the product or the service that you're offering?
Well, it's basically I help them write and publish their book. And also I've been a copywriter for a long time in this field. So I don't really want to get rid of that completely yet. I'm sort of going towards the courses, like I'm giving a course on write a health book. So I guess my question is, am I telling them the end benefit for them, which is build authority, gain clients, and grow your business, or am I telling them what I do? Because I was thinking it should be the end. Yeah,
you're focusing on the end benefit for them. So the whole point is for them, when they jump on your profile, that they see what's in it for them right off the bat with the elevator pitch. This part where this one sentence is called an elevator pitch, right?
Right.
Okay. So one thing is that you're helping nutritional holistic providers. So do they want to build authority, gain clients, and grow their business? Is that the end result that they want?
I believe so.
Okay. One thing is that I know that you have a lot of different, like you publish like 40 books or something. Is that correct? And that's pretty awesome. So congrats on that. What are you focusing as a service on LinkedIn, especially for nutritional holistic providers?
What I'm trying to do is get them on my email list.
Okay.
So I have a lead magnet, and I'm trying to get them on my email list because I'll be launching a course in November called Write a Health Book.
Okay, so basically you're focusing, you said, mostly on helping them write a book, a health book, so they can build authority, gain clients, and grow their business, right?
Right.
Okay. I think that here you should just add by publishing your first health book, for example. Are you helping them publish their first health book? Are you helping them to write a book or publish a book or launch a book? What service is it?
Well, it's a course that teaches them how to write and publish their book.
How to write and publish. Okay, forget what the product is. I'm kind of trying to figure out how are you doing it. So by helping them write and publish their book, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think that this is cool. Helping nutritional or natural holistic providers build authority, gain clients, and grow their business with by publishing, or maybe this and this is something you need to figure out for your target market. Is it helping natural holistic providers write and publish their books so they can gain more clients, grow their business, and build authority? That's one way of putting it. Or you can say helping natural holistic providers build authority, gain clients, and grow their business by publishing, for example, publishing and launching their book. Okay. I would want to kind of see it. Is it the end? So, I mean, I know the niche, so this is why I'm asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them actually want to publish a book. They think that they want to publish a book, but when you scrap down deeper, it's they want to publish a book because they want to build authority and all these things. So,
right.
I don't know in what stage of awareness your clients are. Are they thinking about, oh my God, I would love to write a book? Or are they in the stage of awareness of their business where they say, I would love to build authority and grow my business by publishing a book, as, you know, book being one of the marketing tools to growing a business. Do you understand what I'm asking you?
Right. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So this is what you need to figure out for your target market. So if they are the type of clients that are in the stage of awareness, I want to build a book. I want to write a book, you know, and then so that, you know, I can get X, Y, Z. Or are they in the stage of awareness where they are a bit more advanced business owners, where they understand publishing a book as a marketing tool? Then you might want to put upfront building a business, or like, you know, growing the business just by publishing a book. Make sense?
And I think there's a mixture. I think there are some of both.
Well, then you need to make a decision about who is your ideal client. You're the one that needs to make a decision about who are you going to target. I mean, that's also, you know, good to know for your business. Like, are you targeting clients who are in a little bit of a lower stage of awareness, or are they a little bit more advanced where they understand that marketing, that writing a health book is a marketing tool? From my experience while working with nutritionists and dietitians for like 3 or 4 years, a lot of them that I know of, that I've been working with, are in the stage of awareness where they want to publish a book, and they want to get more exposure. They're not business oriented. They're not business people in the sense of they're just learning how to be a business person, because like they you know, went to school, dietitians, nutritionists. They know that, you know, they would love to kind of get speaking gigs, and you know that if you're a nutritionist, then you need to write a book. They're not considering writing a book, you know, as an asset for growing a business.
Right.
So this is something. Yeah. So this is just. I think that the wording is cool. It's okay. You need to just add those, like, you need to. How are you going to help them? They need to know what's in it for them. Like, they know right off top when it come on your LinkedIn profile that you are helping them with a book, nothing else, you know, or some other things, but basically where you are in the process. Which target market do you want to work with as a business owner yourself? And then you need to adjust that particular target market.
Okay, I have another question, if I can, about the background image.
Shoot.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of people waiting on the line to talk to you, because
there are a couple of people, but yeah, we have time. That's why they're here. I mean, everything that you ask is eventually something that other people are going to be interested as well. So don't worry about it. I'm actually, just give me a second. I'm going to actually share my screen to show your profile. I think it's going to be it's going to be easier for people to follow. Give me a second. I just need to find this one. Okay, entire screen. Okay. Can you just tell me if you can see your screen?
Yeah. I can
okay,
see
cool. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about this part.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, cool. Is there a reason why you have this like in capital letters?
No reason really. I think, no, I don't know why. Should it not be? Some people
Well,
say to do it. I've read in some books to do it, but I don't know
yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking
if
like,
it's better or not.
yeah, I mean, test it out, but okay, it could work. Usually I just use it like normal stuff. To be really honest,
Yeah.
I always tell my clients like don't do the copy salesy stuff. Everybody does that, and you know, if you
Mhm.
position your profile the correct way and communicate in the right way, what's in it for them, they'll just come and they'll contact you because everybody is so full of like being sold to and copy, and even like the people that have no idea about copywriting now understand and recognize, you know, when they're being copyrighted too. Yeah, but leave it.
Right.
And I just thought like, yeah, okay, if there's a reason. Yeah, the background picture.
So everybody now, because I read a lot of stuff about how to market on LinkedIn, is talking about how you should have text in the background and your message in the background and all kinds of things like that. And I noticed that you didn't in your nutrition. Like I know you changed your background now, I guess,
Hmm.
for the LinkedIn course.
Yeah.
But so what do you think about, so two questions. First of all, what do you think about putting text or messages in the background? And the second thing is what kind of image, because since I'm appealing to holistic, you know, kind of health providers, I would think I should have something with nature or food, one of those two. So I just want your thoughts.
One thought is that go to, you know, natural holistic providers LinkedIn profiles and see what kind of backgrounds do they have.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's pretty like easy and self-explanatory. Like when I was working with nutritionists, they love food. They take pictures of food, and it was really easy to know what to put on the background. Because when they come on your profile, you want them to kind of relate to, right? As far as text goes, to be really honest, no text. I wouldn't suggest text if it's a text that's talking about you. Okay, like
Right.
yeah, mywebsite.com or I'm this cool person or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would suggest text if you want. Um, maybe to communicate better to your target market, something that's relevant to them.
What about adding some pictures of my books? I saw some other person that was doing some book related thing. They were sort of on an angle. They weren't all like just flat out pictures, but just kind of books kind of lying down, you know, but it showed that he did something with books.
Hmm. That's a good question. There's no straightforward answer instead of like test it out. But I really, I don't know. I tried to really communicate what's, for example, the background I have right now, which is the link profile funnel blueprint, right? It is
Right.
something that I did, but it's something that's interesting to my clients because they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, LinkedIn profile funnel, like, it's something that interests them. Do you understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's why it's like a little hook that I put in so that they stay on the profile long enough to read this part, right? Because the first thing they're going to see is probably this part here, right? Maybe something just that catches your eye, like you don't think about it, but when you see the picture, you instantly knows it's something off or something that is kind of in your space, and you want to know a little bit more about it. So, for example, if people know that I'm a LinkedIn, you know, funnel expert, and basically if my target market came on there and I had pictures of my dog, it's like, who cares about your dog? I want to use every part of LinkedIn profile to communicate what's important to my specific target market. If it's text, something that is For example, I'm going to give you an example. If there was something that that is like, for example, an internal joke between nutritional holistic providers, a sentence that's known only to them, like for a no-dye food, for example, or whatever, and I would put that text here. That text would then help me to connect with those people. They would recognize me as one of them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I wouldn't use text here to talk about me. I would use here text, and no dye food, for example, is something that nutritionists and dietitians use a lot, right? It's like a little sentence that only they know what it really means. It's like if you understand, if you sometimes when you talk to them, if you say, no dye food, then they know that you're one of them. You understand them. You know what it's all about. That is, for example, something that if I had a LinkedIn profile that was still focused towards nutritionists and dietitians, I would put in here, like on my background, to kind of validate that I'm one of you guys. I know what you're about, to establish kind of the trust. So you can either look at some of the profiles of natural holistic providers and just like a fun research to see what they're putting up, because natural holistic providers are not using LinkedIn as for lead generation. They're using LinkedIn, as most people, to do like almost like a CV, like a resume, right?
Right.
So they put things on which interest them, which are fun for them, and all these other things. But you can learn a lot about them if you just look at a couple of them, right? And then you can see if they're putting on nature, if they're putting on food, and then you can decide, okay, I'm going to put either the same kind of motive and kind of use the same things, or if they have sometimes when I go through LinkedIn groups and I hear like a comment that I know is common, for example, for nutrition health providers, then sometimes I would maybe use it in my messaging or whatnot. So this is a business decision, but definitely use in the background something that they can recognize when they see, and then, oh, she's one of us.
Well, what about the green trees that I have now, like just as a nature scene?
I think it's cool, but to be really honest, it really doesn't matter what I think. The most important thing is that what the target market thinks. I can give you suggestions. What I think really works will position you as one of the gang, because you want to be perceived as one of the gang, especially in those like nutritionists, dietitians, holistic providers. These people are very, they have a very strong community, and it's really hard to get inside their circles as a person that doesn't have a nutritional school, a holistic school, or whatnot. Sometimes they do it very unconsciously, but they kind of have that approach of not letting anyone, especially salespeople, in their tribe. At least that's what happened to me with dietitians and nutritionists. It was very hard for me to get in their circle. I did it by not using keywords, because they don't care about keywords. I used it by using different parts of LinkedIn profile to communicate that I love the same things as they do, that I'm in the same space as they are. And that's how they got like, oh, Mirna, she didn't finish like she's not a registered dietitian. She didn't finish the dietitian school, but she's one of us. She understands. That was what I was going for, and it worked.
Right. Okay.
Great questions, by the way. But always test things out. Like I always tell my clients, I have a framework that I know it works. It worked for me, it worked for a lot of my clients. But at the end of the day, it's your target market that is the most, it doesn't matter what I think. Your target market is the one that will tell you this works for us or this doesn't work for us. But you need to know the framework. If this doesn't work, then you'll figure out what does. Okay? The most important thing is to communicate.
Yeah. I do get a lot of leads from LinkedIn. So, I mean, how would I know if it's because the profile picture was right or the picture was changed? Like, I don't really know what element. For example, today, I mean, I got a whole bunch of signups and I don't know where they came from. And I'm wondering if I commented on somebody that had a very popular picture on the home feed to a bunch of people coming to my website, because I don't really know.
I really have no idea. The way that I use LinkedIn, there are a lot of different ways there that people can get to my list, which is the whole point, right? But if you one thing is for sure, if you position your profile towards your target market, I'm sure that they will either find you more interesting if they see the benefit of you, if they see the benefit right here in the headline, because this headline, it appears everywhere, right? It appears if you're commenting on a blog post, if you're posting yourself, if you're posting an update, it goes everything. These two things, like your name, first, last name, and this elevator pitch here, or like the tag, like headline. It's seen everywhere. On the mobile phone, it's seen everywhere, okay? Also, one thing that I maybe didn't mention in the course, but this part of the summary, the first sentence of the summary, okay, is something that appears on the mobile phone right below this part. So I usually suggest that, yeah, so I usually suggest that you use this first sentence to explain a bit more about this, to get them intrigued,
right?
You know, because this, when you do your profile in this way, when you say an elevator pitch that is talking about the target market and how you're helping them, you're basically selecting your target market. So anybody that lands on your profile that's not looking to publish a book and grow their business, they're not gonna contact you, and that's exactly what you want. If you want high quality leads and not spending time on leads that will never convert, or people that are not interested in books, in writing a book. You're saving time by clearly communicating what they're gonna get if they work with you. They only are interested when they come on your LinkedIn profile. All they want to know is what's in it for them. Nothing else. They don't care about you. They don't care about your picture, to be really honest. They don't care about your company. They only care about what's in it for them. And that's it.
I understand that.
You know that, right?
I understand. I'm a copywriter. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm saying this for all the other people that are going to watch the replay as well. Okay. So I think that the answer to your question is all of these small things and small tweaks on your LinkedIn profile, from the background, from the elevator pitch, from the posts that you write, from the little things like the projects, like the lead magnets that you have, the summary, especially the way that you address the summary. All of these small things get to a point where they like you and trust you, maybe download something from you. And they go on here, maybe on your contact info, they see your website, or they just send you a message. Like I have gazillions of people sending me messages, and I'm not even that active on LinkedIn because I don't have time anymore as I did before. And I still have, I put in one blog post and I share it in the groups, and people start to comment like crazy, sending me messages because they come on my profile and they're like, oh my God, they see my lead magnet, they see me, and they're like, what is it? Like, I want to know more. So basically, by just positioning on the right target market and just saying to everyone else, I don't care, don't visit my profile. If you come on my profile, you're not the one for me. If you don't want to use LinkedIn, that actually saved me a lot of time, to be really honest. So it's all of these small little tweaks that work together. The first thing that they see, so I think that the background picture is interesting, and especially this part here. If you don't get that right, they won't know what's in it for them, and they won't come here down to scroll to download anything. For example, new online magazine, Wealthy Organic Woman.
That was actually has to be changed. I was just about to change it to what you suggested, and then I got on the call, so it's not cool. Supposed to be there.
Well, for example, a lot of people actually don't know that this is something they can click, right? So you want to write down, download, click here to download, then whatever it is that they can download, for example.
Yeah.
So they can, because we're using, for example, projects in a little bit of a different way. And so people are like, here, a lot of people leave their like email addresses, whatnot. Nothing here is clickable. So if you want them to go on a 15-minute discovery call, whatnot, tell them to click here too. This as a copywriter as well, but this is very specific because, as I said, people don't know that this is something they can click and get to somewhere. Okay, makes sense?
What do you think of putting those little stars here and there? Do you not like that because it's spammy?
Yeah, I hate it. I personally hate it. That's my personal opinion, because everybody has that. I think that a lot of people don't communicate to other people like they would if they went on a coffee. My whole kind of idea of communication is to be as less copywriting as possible, as less, you know, spammy, salesy as possible, and just talking to people as a normal person. You can always test it
Because
out.
if you look to the right of, you know, the people also viewed, if you look to the right,
Yeah, I just click.
the second one, David Coman, is like full of those spammy things. He's a copywriter. So
Yeah, and people know this. Like when they see like these stars and all these like thingies, they're like, "Oh, another salesperson." At least that's it's what's in my head, and I actually know what,
yeah.
you know, copy is and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
I would rather use parts to tell a story, because people love stories. People don't like copy. People like stories.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of seems the same thing, especially to copywriters, I think that to a lot of people, they're not. All these like little stars and things, you know, buy this now, write your book, get it here. They're all like, you know, I personally don't like it, but it doesn't mean that your target market doesn't find that interesting. So I would kind of see, I would test this out. So for example, if they get on the landing page here, I would put like a special list in maybe MailChimp or whatever it is that you're using, that so I can see all of the people that are coming from this part, from this site.
Right.
Okay, so for example, they go here, the next thing that they click, this is a special landing page that, you know, is just people who clicked on my LinkedIn profile. Okay, and then when they get on the list here, so for example, this needs to
Yeah,
be
it should go to a landing page. Yeah,
landing
absolutely.
page. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get them on
Yeah.
the list, but that list, you know exactly that is from people that went to your from your LinkedIn profile. Okay, for example, I have the list
Right.
that's called LinkedIn profile lead magnet, doesn't matter. Then I can play around with the different I can play around with little stars. I can play for a week, for example. I can play around with different wording for another week, and then I can see my numbers and how many people subscribed, and then I have an idea about what's working. I can test things out. For example, one of the reasons, like, have you seen a blog post that has little stars? No.
No.
No. Okay, there's a reason why people don't put like stars in their blog post, because nobody would read the blog post. They would think that it's a spammy stuff, something. So why?
But I also think, you know, on a blog post, you can use bold, or you could use something different. Like, it's just boring when there's just text, you know, it just breaks up the text a little bit.
No, no, absolutely, I
Because
agree.
you don't have any.
You should use video, you should use bold, you should use like pictures and whatnot, but are you using these little stars and all these like little thingies? I haven't seen anyone doing that. And I'm like, well, exactly. I do it, for example, on my profile. If you can see here, I use, I think, something to emphasize. Let me see, I'm giving my profile as. I use it only little arrows, two little arrows in these, just to emphasize, to kind of catch their attention. This is what I want you to look, my results, and I want you to look what I help my clients with and what results did they get with LinkedIn. Okay.
Right.
And then this is just, I can put whatever, but I don't have stars, thingies, whatnot. I'm using the different kind of, you know, maybe arrows or stars or whatever, if I want to emphasize something, but not to have it all over my profile, because then people won't know what's important. I don't have these or these anywhere else but here, because the summary is really important part. Like, I don't even have them here. You understand what I'm saying? They're here for a reason. So if you have it all over the place, that might be counterproductive, you know. Test it out, try it out. The best way to do it is to just test it out. And when I say test it out, you can see, for example, with this part where they can actually click. And then see, have the stars for a week, then don't have the stars for a week. You know, have the whole profile for a week or two with stars, have another week without stars. See how many people will see your profile, if they will download stuff, so kind of try to catch the numbers. Unfortunately, it's not that easy to track different things on LinkedIn, but there are ways, like the ones that I explained, to build a special landing page and special list that is just connected with this part.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
I do have one, but I don't want to take everyone's time. It's actually, maybe you can answer it quickly, but I just wonder if you use SlideShare at all, because it is part of LinkedIn.
No, I actually don't use SlideShare at this point. I never needed it, actually, to be really honest. So I
Yeah.
don't use, I don't use LinkedIn ads. I'm not saying that, I know that some people have a lot of success with SlideShare. I
Yeah.
just have enough success with all the other parts of LinkedIn that I actually didn't have the need to go on SlideShare and use SlideShare. The whole point with LinkedIn is that it's a huge platform. It really is, with gazillions of features that you can use. So I focus on the profile, on the groups, on blog posts, on updates, and this is enough to keep me busy and enough to get me enough traction, enough clients that I can't even keep up. So at this point, there's no need for me to go into SlideShare, but it could be a good resource. Like I'm
Okay.
really pretty honest. Like when I'm not using something, I just say I don't use it. Doesn't mean that it, like,
Yeah.
LinkedIn ads works for some people, but I have no idea, why would anyone use LinkedIn ads when there are so many other ways that you can get really good results, for example.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
Absolutely, no problem. Let's see if we have some other questions. Okay. And Jason is here. And if you're here, write in the chat box that you're here, so maybe I can put you as a speaker. Jason already asked a couple of questions, so I'm gonna try and answer. Give me a second. Jason says, what type of content did you produce when marketing your SaaS product? Okay, so before you had a case study, did you have a lead magnet? If so, what kind of lead magnet? So these are two questions. Like when I had my SaaS company, that was like 3 years ago, I had actually an ebook that was called Marketing for Nutrition Consultants. That was a lead magnet. I didn't have a case study. I had a lead magnet because I had a problem getting into community because I wasn't a registered dietitian, nor was I a nutritionist. And it was really hard for them to get them to, I couldn't compete and write a case study of how I'm this, frustrated dietitian and how I made it somehow. I mean, just it's not true. It wasn't real. So what I did, I wrote an ebook with I wrote an ebook that was called Marketing for Nutrition Consultants. The whole purpose of that book was to kind of differentiate that worth considering their practice as a business, which was important as a SaaS company, because we knew if they saw their practice as a business, then they would invest in buying us. So that was like this whole thing, deciding why do I want to make that particular lead magnet. So basically they would download the lead magnet, which gave me, they were looking for their business, kind of seeing their practice as a business. So they were not only nutrition consultants, they were all considering themselves entrepreneurs. This gave me the idea that they would be interested in investing in their business, and which was pretty cool. And then they got, let's say it was, let me remember, it was like a 7-day email, 5 to 7-day email drip campaign where I was talking about different problems that they face if they don't automate their business and how they're doing this manually at that point, and kind of introducing them to different solutions, different parts of the system of the SaaS. And then at the end, they, I think, or 7, we offered them a free trial or a free tour of the SaaS, where we were testing different things out. So if we were asking to do a tour of GreenPie, Janine, my co-founder at the time, I tried to upsell them with an annual subscription. If we were do a free trial, we would just and then try to work our way through that. We're in our particular business at the time, nutrition, depending on the target market, which one nutrition providers, they actually went better with paying annually. It took us a couple of months to kind of, so the whole funnel was ebook, drip campaign of like five, 6 emails, and then offering them to go on a call with Janine to show them a software that could automate all of those parts of their business. And then when they would get on a call with her, she would basically sell them the SaaS, try to upsell them with the annual subscription. So that worked really well for us, but you would need to test out your particular target market and see if they are more inclined to, it depends on sales strategy or lead generation strategy, but I think that you should definitely go with the lead magnet. I don't know if I answered your question, so you can just, write in the chat box and in the comments. So you should write a lead magnet. It doesn't have to be a case. It can be any kind of other lead magnet. It can be it can be a video, anything that's important for them to get the foot in the door. How do you know that your clients, potential clients, would need your SaaS? What is the one thing that they're struggling most? That you know that if you write a good lead magnet on a topic, they would download it and get them in that funnel, in the drip campaign. Sometimes some of the SaaS companies, they have a lead magnet that's a free trial. So just free trial. For us, nutritionists and dietitians are a very specific target market where they they dreaded technology. They were really afraid of technology. So it took us a bit more time to, we can say, just go and have a free the software. They would go, they would freak out, basically. So for us, we needed that time span of like 7 days to get them to know us, to really put down the problems, to get them like thinking like, oh yeah, I would love, like, I really hate this, I would love to automate this, and then present them with the solution. So you need to test things out depending on the stage of awareness of your clients, their needs, desires, and their problems. But the lead magnet stuff worked for us. Basically, I never funneled nutritionists and dietitians to our homepage, for example, on the GreenPie homepage. Everyone that came on the GreenPie homepage were people that found us either through Google or something like that. Our funnel was primarily lead magnet, where I would build trust, and then the whole funnel up until the consulting tour of the software. Make sense? Answer your question. Is based on the problem your product is solving, right? Exactly. I think that that I answered that question. But yes, your content should address some kind of a problem. They need to be like, why do you download stuff? Like, why what kind of content do you download? Something that interests you, something that solves some kind of problem you have. If that problem is solvable by your SaaS product, then you are looking, you're kind of focusing on the right targeted audience, because there's no point in building your email list and writing a lead magnet that doesn't address the problem that your product is solving. You would build a huge list of people that will never buy things from you, right? So yeah, you should focus on the problem and talk about the problem you're solving, but don't try to sell them in the lead magnet. I don't think that's a lot of people do the mistake of selling in the lead magnet or selling too soon. I see a lot of people just trying to sell anything on LinkedIn. It's not what LinkedIn is about. LinkedIn is about positioning. It's about building trust and authority so that you can sell them much more easily once they go outside of LinkedIn, if that makes sense. Because they already know you, like you, and trust you. I never sell anything on LinkedIn. I just position myself doing. So they either get in touch with me or they download something from me. Like the biggest goal that I have would be maybe for them to download something like a lead magnet. That's it. I never offer my services on LinkedIn. I never sell them on LinkedIn because it will never happen. Selling comes behind, like in the other part of the funnel. But since they know me, like me, and trusted me off LinkedIn, that conversion is much more easier. So I would basically suggest the same for your SaaS. I mean, there are target markets where people are so busy and so used to being sold to, like maybe marketing managers or salespeople themselves. They're like, just tell me what you're selling and let's get it, right? But I'm not sure that that's your target market. If your target market reacts better to just getting, I don't waste my time. Just tell me the pitch and I'll tell you if I need the product or not. Then go with that. But this is something that you need to know about your target market. I can't answer that question for you. Okay, dental consultants. Okay, I don't know anything about dental consultants. You need to research their how they behave, their motivation, what it is that they want, what it is that they need. First, okay, then you need to warm them up. Make some kind of really good either case study. How Josh automated his dental tasks. What is their main problem, and what is your product solving? What is the problem that your product is solving, Jason? I can try to put you on speaker if you want, because all of these things need to be communicated on LinkedIn as well. So I guess that hopefully Jason is typing away. And it seems that you're online, but you're not replying. Maybe you're just here and kind of listening. If you have any kind of questions, just put it in the chat box. I'd love to answer more questions. Jason says, yep, I got it. Okay. Question, I answered all the questions on the
Oh, do you hear me again? Okay.
Hey guys, I got a little bit locked out of the internet connection here. I'm at the coast at this point, and we have a huge storm here, so I just switched to my mobile. So sorry for the interruption. Okay, again, Jason, any other questions, or did I answer your questions when it comes to your SaaS? Hopefully I did. Okay, do we have any other questions at this time? Anybody else? If not, I'm going to close the Q&A. Sorry again for getting out. Unfortunately, the storm is hopefully going to, at one point, not, crush my house. For any other question, guys, as you go along, since we have the Q&As once per month, a lot of you guys are asking me questions in the emails, in my private Facebook messages, which is not a problem. But I always suggest you ask questions in the group so that other people can read the questions and get the answers as well. With your questions, you're helping other people, because a lot of other clients and other people that are using link lead generation formula sometimes have the same questions, but then they're not as extroverted as you guys are to come on a call, to ask questions, to getting through the profile and whatnot, but they would love to hear the answer. Maybe some of them sometimes are even embarrassed to ask me a question. So you can ask me in the private, in my private Facebook. You can ask me by sending an email. It's not a problem, but be sure to ask questions in the link lead gen group, Facebook group as well. So if there are no questions so far, I'm going to close the Q&A. I'm going to put the recording up, hopefully in the next 24 hours. Feel free to ping me in the group, ask me questions, and don't forget, LinkedIn is going to work for you as long as you keep working on LinkedIn. So the only way to make the platform work for you is to input a little bit of time and effort. Otherwise, if you don't put time and effort into anything, you won't get anything. So with that in mind, have a nice rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon in about 4 weeks. Until then, keep me posted and send me questions with no problems in a Facebook group. Bye, guys.